I'm joined at this hour by Rakesh Rao, senior sports journalist and deputy editor of Hindu, Abhi Taylor, who's a fan of Rajasthan Royals, and Rishi Chabra, cricket blogger. Rakesh, let me come to you. A team that did not manage to win in the month of May suddenly did a start turn, and the team that was on the surge, Royal Challengers Bangalore, knocked out. What really did work for Rajasthan last night? Was it just the bowlers or even the Hetmeyer factor?
Not just that. I think RR, in my view, has been a superior team. It is just that they went through a lull. But then, if you just go back to yesterday evening, one team was on a high. It was definitely on a roll, and the other team was having some kind of, they were looking inwards. They were having some kind of doubts also. But then to overcome that and the way they did, and I think toss was a crucial thing yesterday because Dew was expected to be around. It need not be, it didn't turn out to be such a huge thing, but yes, it does play on the minds of those in the middle. But then overall, I think RR played way better. When the big moments came, they seized it.
Ravi Ashwin walked away with the player of the match for his 2 for 19. Rakesh, in the mid-innings, he was talking about having spoken to Virat Kohli and said that they will get this chance of facing off against each other, perhaps for the one last time. Is he sending out any message to the fans?
Well, after what MSD has taught you, I don't read too much into any of these statements, to be very honest. But the point is, yes, that could be his last years. But then, because IPL is a very different thing. Taking, say, even if you're talking about retirement and impending one and that. But the point is, when it comes to franchisee cricket, a lot of people continue to be around. So if somebody says that, we are going to face each other for one last time, that need not mean too much. On that day, it is all right. But yes, overall, I think the day is not far when you see that all these biggies are going to make way. And let's wait. Let's not assume too much too soon.
Right, we've all been talking about transition in Indian cricket. Let me actually take this question to Abhi as well, followed by Rishi. Abhi, would you like to comment on what Ravi Ashwin said that last night and how the fans are reading into it?
Definitely, I would agree with Rakesh that we have seen Mr. MS Dhoni, right? So we can't agree to this thing that he said that he would be facing the last match, because many times players say this thing maybe for an emotional touch. Yeah.
Rishi, Virat Kohli once again 700 plus runs in a season, right man in a wrong team, a team that just doesn't manage to break the jinx.
He's been phenomenal, Rika, throughout this season, not just this season, but throughout the IPL. First player to score 8,000 runs, speaks volume of the kind of performance that he's put in, day out. But, sometimes it's like you said, it's, just not just Virat Kohli that has to win you all the games. The other players have to come in, and the kind of, chopping and removing players every season we see from RCB management, I think that has somewhere led to the downfall of this team, and they're not able to, win on a title. We've seen in IPL teams that have retained players that have built a core, over the years have went on to do well. Something that the Royal Challengers Bangalore have missed out. Probably, coming next year, we have a mega auction. And who knows, we might see Ravi Ashwin, play for RCB. That's what he was hinting last night. So that's a possibility as well. So, yeah, let's see.
Well, that's a radical suggestion, really, Ravi Ashwin playing for RCB. He's actually played for quite a few teams in the IPL, from Chennai to Punjab to Rajasthan, and who knows where he's going to be next year. But, talking a little more about Virat Kohli, Rakesh, the slog sweep that he has brought out against the spinners, would you say that has proved to be the most effective shot for Virat Kohli in this T20 season?
Well, it can be seen, you can see that one shot is now, out there. But then the point is, he has too many shots. For one ball, he can hit it in 3 different ways. So, that's, I think, one of the reasons why he gets out. Like Sunil Gavaskar used to say this for years, that, the difference between him and GRV was that J.R. Vishwanath would have more than a shot for a ball. And Gavaskar would just make up his mind and play that one shot for that one ball. So that, that is why the consistency of, that you see, that a man like Virat Kohli in the big matches, if he can start slowly, which he has been doing so consistently, then he can unleash an array of strokes. He has it. He has it in his, he just has it in his arsenal. He can unleash them. But the point is, when Virat Kohli starts off slowly and if he gets out there, he looks pretty ordinary. So my point is, let him unleash these shots against the spinners, because spinners have troubled him so much early on in the innings. So if we can take out that right shot at the right time against the right guy, I think India is going to gain immensely.
Rishi, Virat Kohli 700 plus runs in this season. Great news for India getting into the World Cup, T20 World Cup.
Yes, the kind of confidence that he needed going into the T20 World Cup. I think he's had a brilliant IPL season. But again, T20, you're playing against the best of teams. There's no domestic players. We've seen how the Australian players have performed. And let's not forget, if we make it to the Super 6, Super 8, we'll be facing New Zealand and Australia in our Super 8 group. So probably, he'll have to bring his A game again in that tournament and hopefully can get us a good result this time.
So we are going to talk another month of cricket with the T20 World Cup coming up.